Hello everyone. This is Janet from Mixed Media Mama, and thank you so much for coming back. Welcome, Happy New Year to 2023. You know, it's going to be a great year when you come to YouTube and see all of these gorgeous videos by our Tracie Fox Creative design teams. Wow, we have started out with a bang. I will list the whole team, and we got some new ones. Oh, it's just so fun. I cannot wait for this year. Tracie is on a ball, on just working so hard, getting kits out. And this show today, right here, is showing her new birth month botanical kit and birth month floral kit. I put everything together. I had to use them all. Let me just show you what it's all made out of. First of all, I will put all the pertinent information below, like I always do. And grab your cup of favorite drink and just sit and watch. I made this folio out of used UPS. And I opened it up and I made a folio. Come on, let's see how it's all done. First of all, I just want to show you, I did the outside. I'm going to quickly show you how I cut the flaps, you know, so it can be a trifold. And then I just covered it with 49 and mark it. I will put all of that down. I covered it with 49 market, but I wanted to show you how it just fits. You can see it right there. It's just really a trifold folio. It's really simple and easy. But look, I hinged it with some muslin that I had. It's just a cotton fabric that I dyed, zigzagged it all on, and made the two front covers. And yeah, it literally is from here. So let's just start let's take this out, and so I can show you a close-up. So really, this is an envelope right here. It's just a half of an envelope. It's this whole size, and of course there is a tuck here and there's a tuck behind there. And so the embellishments here is from the 49th and Market. They have a new set out, and so I use, and it really correlated with the colors in both sets of Tracie's kits. And so why not? Why not to use it? This is great. So I just use, and you can see, of course, I had to use a Tracie label here. And you can see the little, these are just little chipboard cutouts. And then a butterfly that I embossed with, there we go, you can see it, with Seth Apter's vintage beeswax. Okay, going back to this envelope, I just cut it in half, opened it up, put Tracie's paper on it, inked, closed it back up, and embellished it. That's basically. And what these are, this is from 49th and Market. And it's just basically have a new, in the last couple of months, I've seen that they have come out with film strips. And this is one of the larger film strips. And of course, I added along on. But these are flowers. Look at that flower. These are flowers from Tracie's kit. Now, probably both kits. I'm not going to say which one is which. You'll figure it out. But wow. And I just basically, was on a tag, and I just fussy cut it all the way around. But look at that. Isn't that just, look at those colors. That is just beautiful. Just beautiful. And so basically, I just wanted to have a nice bouquet of flowers to tuck in, because you know, this whole thing, this whole folio, there's another, because each month is about floral, is about flowers. Tracie, this is just stunning, just stunning. And of course, now I am not a floral person. I cannot grow. I do not have a green thumb. Cannot grow a cactus. I kill everything. So, but I love all of the botanicals. Maybe I'm just a gardener by heart, but I'm not really. I can't grow, but wow. Loved how that front came out. And so I'm just going to open this up and then show you really close this. And I'll explain to it. You know, it is 49th and Market background, that plaid kind of thing, and I embellished the rub-ons because, you know, rub-ons are back. And then this piece is a part of the newer, actually all of these, this whole thing, outside of the measuring tape and the fringe, is 49th and Market. I loved how it correlated with Tracie's kits, because, you know, the floral and the botanicals, it is just really, really, it just really made, you know, just really made the whole, I love how it just flowed over, you know, the botanical from, you know, from here, having a bouquet of flowers and just flowing into the leaves and the ornates. It was just really pretty, really, really pretty. So, of course, I've got this all close up, so you're really not going to see the whole thing, but you see, you get the gist of how I cut apart that packaging and just made a trifold and hinged it with some dyed muslin. But here's the kicker. Of course, I went into my stash. I'm going to move this out of the way just a bit. Of course, I went into my stash and got the flashcard, and, you know, these were dyed cut from Elizabeth Craft Design, and I'll put the dies down below too, but the vintage flashcard, and here is just part of an envelope. And this I had embossed years and years ago. This is what is called blotting paper. And when they used fountain pens with dipping the pens into and then would writing onto, they would blot. And this is really thick. It's almost like thicker than cardstock. And it literally is for, once they use the fountain pen, time to dry. Many of the businessmen and women did not have time to dry, so they would put this piece of paper onto what they had written with the fountain pen and ink, blot it up, and go on. So I embossed it with Tim Holtz's new die. There again, I'll put it down. And made it into a nice tuck spot, envelope tuck spot. And it's just worked out really well. I am going to take all of these out so you can really see how I made it. Of course, there we go. Yeah, that string got caught. Okay, I took all of the tags out, and there is a tag for every month. Actually, I could have done this 2 or 3 times just with the 2 kits that I printed. There are so many tags. So you see there is just a ton of tuck spots that you could put all of these tags in. What a gift this would be. So this die is from Elizabeth Craft Design, and of course I just added a little bit. I love to sew. You don't have to, but it really helps, especially when you have a lot of thickness from the packaging and stuffing the tags in. It worked out really good to sew. And of course this little window, I just put it horizontal along with the flashcard and sewed this little thing here. It just made it a nice little tuck. And then again over here is that blotting paper embossed, highlighted, but I love the red print. I just love that. Every once in a while when I go into antique stores, I can find the blotting paper. And it's really, really thick. Like I said before, thicker than cardstock. So I am just going to set these down and I'm going to explain and show each one. This is January. And as you can see, on this one, I fussy cutted the carnation out. And I used the background on each tag. Now, on the pages, you will see in the kits that there is tags on each page, and sometimes it's multiple Januaries, multiple Mays, multiple, and different flowers, different botanicals. It was just a fabulous, both kits were just fabulous. But on this one, so I used the outside tag and then I fussy cutted the carnations. And of course I added a few Tracie labels, added some stenciling onto some tissue paper, more Tracie labels, and then some bits and pieces. Isn't that just luscious? I love that. I love the grungy, but I love the depth, and I love that the color. Also, this is a piece of vellum, Tim Holtz vellum, that green or that kind of a dark shade out around the fussy cut. Just really, really made that tag very well. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to be, here's February. February is a primrose. Oh, I love embossing. If you had seen the December daily, on December 12th was my day. And I embossed that. I'm really getting onto that. That is just so pretty. Behind it really gives a great visual texture, and you can see that whole thing. That is the original of the tag. There again, I fussy cutted the primrose and put some cheesecloth, rusted dyed cheesecloth. Of course I had to put more Tracie labels on it. Who wouldn't? I mean, her labels are the best. It just really makes the whole tag stand out when you emboss. Just is very nice. And of course, staple. Why not have that staple? That is just so pretty. Okay, March is daffodil. This was a really fun one. I really had a great time with this. What I did is that, of course, the back is just book page. However, I did put on the March page, this is from the Floral kit, on the March page, let me retract. On the March page tag of the daffodil, I cut out the bigger tag, and then I put tea bags, and that is the rusting that you see here. It's just tea bag behind there. Excuse me. Here is the original tag, and here is the tea bag all the way. I just put it on part of the tag. And then I took the smaller tag, and you can see it. Excuse me for my dog if you can hear it. I just used a pen. It was a Tim Holtz embossing pen, and then I used Seth Apter's embossing powder, beeswax, vintage beeswax embossing powder to glaze over it, and then just used and wrapped string around, used the March tag that was on the page and stapled a little thing on it, and it looked really cute. Very neutral, but very vintage. I just love popping those things out. And very simply, you can find doing simple things like that just by focusing on like the petals and the flowers. It doesn't deter the leaves or the stems, but it just makes that pop out, you know, almost a visual 3D look. It's really, really pretty. Very simple things. So I hope you guys get some ideas as I am going through all of these to see what kind of, just something that you can possibly do on your own. It's, you know, it's just the sky's the limit, really is. Okay, here's another one. It's the daisy. And this is from the Botanical kit. And it's just so pretty. Of course, I stamped on the background here, and you can see it was the Tim Holtz stamp, and I absolutely loved that. It kind of covered up, it muted the background, but yet you could still see that background come forth. And I just added a little, I made my own, cut a punched out and made my own. And here's the thing on this one, on this little tab for like a tag, is that I just made a small ruffle out of some scrap paper, sewed on it, and had a little banner piece underneath. And of course April, and you know, and there's that other part of the tag that was on the page. It's just really, really, really cool. All right, here is May. This was so much fun, so much fun. I always like to do 2 tags onto one, and when you use copy paperette, it's really, really easy to not make it so thick. And so the background right here is Tim Holtz's new 3D embossing folder. And I thought it really turned out wonderful. And of course, I just added vintage photo on that all the way, and I tore the edge. And then I adhere, you know, as you can see, here is the tag that has the lily on it. And so I thought it really is kind of a plain. So I took tea bags again, and I just kind of framed it. And how I did that, I used about 3 tea bags, and I just used a glue stick. If you use a glue stick, the tea bags kind of blend in to the background. And it's just so nice, so easy to do. And so I just pieced it all in to really have that focal point of the lily. Added some labels, embossed and you can see it right there, embossed the May and the lily, and that still stands out. And grunged it up. I love the vintage look. That's where I gravitate, but yet it still looks very pleasant, very nice. And yet I've always tried to keep, if you want to write on them, you can. And here is, that is May, June, sorry. This was a really fun one. I used one of Tracie's specimen slides. In one of the kits, she has some specimen slides. And so I folded it in half, used it, put a piece of plastic there, and then just added bits and pieces off of the June page and added a little bit of the 49th and Market. If you can see, I think you can see the shine on those vellum leaves. And then, of course, it's a rose. And I really didn't do much to the rose except put an edge border there and put a little remnants of little, I don't know, just stuff that I have in my bin right here on the table. And that is, you know, of course, put tags on or labels on the back. And I just slid this right in here. How cute is that? Easy, easy, easy. Here's July. July, we're just going to keep going with the specimen label. July is really fun. I'm going to take the little clip off and open up the specimen label. This time the specimen label doesn't have any plastic. It's just basically made out of book page. And this specimen is just a square, and then I punched a circle in the middle. There are so many different ways you can make your own specimen labels, and I did not do much to this tag. Tracie, you knocked this one out of the park again. I added a little bit of rub-ons here, but it was nothing. I just put like a little window of a specimen label and hinged it, and then put the clip on. That is July. So this is August, of course. Why not? Let's just keep on with the theme. Specimen labels. And I covered where the label would be with the August card, and it would be Poppy. In the floral kit, Tracie has put each flower with what it means. Now, Tracie has put a ton of time into the history of what flowers mean, and in the floral kit, the January floral kit, birth month floral kit, you will find the poppy means imagination, faithfulness, and persistence. And so I just made a tiny tag that fit. There you go. And September, I had to go tall and skinny. And of course, this is just made, the tall and skinny envelope is, I just folded a piece of Tracie's in her Botanical kit, her birth month Botanical kit. She has pages, full-size pages that have just a collage of pages. And so I took part of that, folded it in half, made it into an envelope. And as you can see, this is part of the page, added the September. And then I just collaged on the outside a label that I had stamped. I mean, just collaged on the outside. A majority was Tracie, but there was a few bits and bobs that I had. And then made a tag. It was a full-size tag of Tracie's, and I believe this was from her floral kit, full-size tag, but I just cut it basically a little over half, and then I put some book page under, I mean, you can see, and then I added 49th and Market. I love that dimension. It really just kind of picks up the flowers because, of course, it is asters. And that was the closest of the 49th and Market flowers that look like asters. And it just really fit nicely into this envelope. How easy. I mean, look you can take the pages and make them into envelopes and then put them into your journals. So October, I have two. I couldn't help myself. I just had to make two. So let's just talk about the Cosmos here. A small tag, and I love that the pinkness of Tracie. You really have great color schemes in all of your work. It is just so, so pretty. Of course, I did rub-ons. Added a nice little tab here. Some Tracie labels, of course. And the next one is Marigold. Use this from the floral kit. Added a die cut that matched the colors. These are not marigolds, but I really liked how it looks. It has such a cohesive look, but yet, if I'm gonna pull it up here, you can see some of the frames from 49th and Market. It really blends in, and of course a little label that I made from a book page, and of course a nice little piece of tracing paper there. It just has a nice fluid color scheme. really, really like that. But those are my colors. Those are my colors. So here is November. I'm not even going to begin to pronounce that one. Excuse me. And so here's Tracie's. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me. I'm going to take a little drink here. Much better. Thank you very much for your patience. Okay. As you can see, I used washi tape, label, rub-ons, and then these are little die cuts from 49th and Market. Just stuck them right into behind the flower from Tracie's kit. Used the background from Tracie's kit. That was a tag, and you can see that this is her tag. Just flipped a little bit more of the washi over to make it just nice. I love that grungy vintage look. So that's November, and of course December is holly, and I made that into a giant tag. And as many of you know, and when I print off my kits, I always do large, medium, small, or large and small, and depending on what the kit is. And this one had a butterfly, so I cut half of it out, put the holly on, and this was from her, and put a couple of the little banners up here. I did, as you can see, I wanted some depth, D-E-P-T-H. So what I did is that I took a, it was like a charcoal pencil. I always use them, and it is called Aqua, it's by Stabilo. It's this one. This is the best pencil, charcoal pencil I've ever seen. So basically I wanted some depth, and so I just outlined a lot of this to give it some, you can see, otherwise everything's were just kind of blending in. And I backed that just with packaging paper, you know, stuff that comes in Amazon. And so that is the whole thing. Sometimes, and here's the only thing I did wrong, is that I flattened this out, but this should have been flipped because it's kind of hard to put the tags in. But you know what? It works anyway. I'm going to show you how I do it. And I just randomly, really randomly, put things in. And I apologize for my dog. Being out on the farm, I am a farm wife. And being out on the farm, we get a lot of coyotes. And so we have some, I know that I heard the coyotes earlier as I was coming in from outside doing chores. And I heard them, and I knew she was going to get all excited. And she doesn't get nervous. She just defends her territory. They don't come up and bother her. They just drive her crazy because, you know, this is her farm, not theirs. But anyway, I just wanted to show you here. Come on. There we go. Well, I'm going to put this back into here. You know, that's the nice thing. Oh, maybe I can put that right here. That would be perfect. That is the nice thing about these pockets. You can make them whatever fits you the best. And I love making pockets and out of envelopes and whatever we can find. we go. And one last one. This one will go right here. Okay, we're going to fold that in, and there is that. I will probably put, oh, look at this nice little bouquet. Isn't that just, doesn't that just make you happy? I'll put a nice little, you know, a sari silk bow on it or a tie, and people, oh, there you go. How ideal is this? This was so much fun. Thanks, Tracie. I was so inspired by your 2 kits of January. Oh my goodness, that was just wonderful. And wanted to let you all know that I am going to be doing another series, but that's going to be probably later on into this year. I haven't really quite, it's usually I do a trilogy of books, of journals, and you will find them as I go on. But first one, I am going to backtrack and try to pick up some projects, finishing my January projects. Today's the last day, so maybe I should say my February project now, and finish a couple of things up, and those are going to be probably a tutorial. I always like to throw some tutorials in, so hey, stay tuned. Thanks for coming along. I so appreciate you. You are the greatest. And thanks for letting me know how you like. Write in the comment section if you've learned anything of the how-tos of all of these tags. I would love to hear what you do, what you don't do, what inspires you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming along. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.